Hi guys. Hope you guys can see us coming very late with no invitation. It's not invitation at all. Yeah. Yeah, I have 10 people already. Yeah, so we have a lot of people already joining us. You guys, did you see the topic? This is an from two. Now we're not running any campaign whatsoever. We just brainstorming and doing this essentially for majority of the young Yoruba that are in the United States. Perhaps this night they are still very much awake. I'm monitoring your statement. You can see private defense contractors. That's exactly what I intended to discuss with you. Yeah. And there's something that Aregbesola said. What's it? Yeah, we're already on Saturday. He said it yesterday, which was Friday. Yesterday, and then the comments. It appears an ordinary comment. It appears not deliberate, but the comment Aregbesola made, Nick Calabar, is very deliberate. And then I have to come and speak about this because we don't wish that the members of the National Assembly in Abuja, they have to be very careful of the statement made by Aregbesola. Now, that many of you already know that Aregbesola is not a Yoruba citizen. Aregbesola is from Ibira land. The name Aregbesola is the middle name of his mother. So he's doing everything humanly possible to undermine the prospect of Yoruba nation. That's why we have to come out and speak if we have the need to do so. Yesterday in Calabar, he made a statement, and the statement appears innocent to a lot of people who don't understand the game of the Fulani. He said, and I quote, Nigeria needs private security firms to curb insecurity. That's what he said. Now, you look at that statement, it appears an ordinary statement. That statement is not ordinary. It's coming from the Federal Minister of Interior of Nigeria. So Aregbesola, aside the fact that he's not a Yoruba man, aside the fact that he's working against the collective interests of the Yoruba nation by hobnobbing with the Fulani to undermine the interests of Tinubu, he made that statement as Minister of Interior. So he's in charge of policing, he's in charge of the military, he's in charge of the paramilitary, he's in charge of security agencies in Nigeria. And he is making such a statement. He's literally speaking for Buhari. He said Nigeria needs private security firms to curb insecurity. You know what it means? It means that Fulani want to bring in private defense contractors, what you will call in a lay term language, mercenaries. You want to bring in soldiers of fortunes. When your interior minister, the man in charge of your policing, the man in charge of your military, the man in charge of security in the country is telling you that you need private security firm to curb insecurity, what Aregbesola is saying is that Fulani want to bring in soldiers of fortunes. Fulani want to employ people to come and fight for them. They are preparing war against the Yoruba nation. The National Assembly of Nigeria must be aware of this reality. One would have expected Aregbesola, who was part and is still part of the Yoruba APC, the same party that have always been advocating for true federalism, which we know as devolution of power. The same party that has always been advocating for the decentralized democracy, as championed by Tinubu, who happens to be their national leader. The same party that has been fighting for years when they were in opposition for the decentralization of the police, for the decentralization of the military along the regional line. That is the party Aregbesola is allegedly coming from. We know that he's working for Fulani. He's now saying to you, and he's saying, not as ordinary citizen of Nigeria, as a federal minister of interior, that we need private security firm. We need soldiers of fortune. That's what he's saying. We need private contractors to come and help us to curb insecurity when he ought to be advocating for decentralized police, decentralized military. That should tell us the Yoruba, pure Yoruba blood, that Fulani are weak. Fulani people cannot fight. They want to use the money of the Yoruba to bring in soldiers of fortunes to come and help them to confront the Yoruba nation. That is what this guy is talking about. Read between the lines. If we must curb insecurity in Nigeria, there must be decentralization of the police. Nigeria is the only country on planet Earth, a multicultural nation on planet Earth that is having centralized police, that is having centralized military. You will always have insecurity. So to curb insecurity, it is not to bring in private contractors, private military contractors. No. It is to decentralize that police, decentralize that military. So that is what is expected of Aregbesola. But because the idiot is working for the Fulani, their target is Tinubu. So now they are likely going to go to the National Assembly and say to the uninformed National Assembly members that, look, Boko Haram is killing us every day. There is crisis in the Niger Delta. There is the problem of Fulani herdsmen. We need private security firm. The moment that is approved, Fulani will bring in soldiers from different countries to help them to retain power beyond 2023. That is the game plan of the Fulani that Aregbesola is playing. It's an invitation to bring into the country private defense contractors and machineries fighters for money to help the minority Fulani to fight against the Yoruba. It's uncalled for what Aregbesola has done today in Calabar, yesterday rather. We're already in the morning. What he has done, it shows one thing: Fulani cannot fight. The English establishment that are backing them up are getting weakened every day because we're exposing the atrocity. So what are they planning? They want to bring in soldiers of fortunes. They want to bring in private military contractors. You know, America used to use them. America is the largest country on planet Earth in terms of weapon exportation. So they have high numbers of military contractors. The most prominent among them is this Lockheed Martins. They produce a lot of weapons, like I'm going to give you some of this name: combat ship, hypersonic missiles, fighter jets. If we allow Aregbesola, who is working for Fulani, to bring in private security firm, they are coming to kill Yoruba people. They are coming to help the Fulani to secure the presidency beyond 2023. That's what the guy is doing. So we have to expose their plans. So what we're saying to the Yoruba pure Yoruba blood, conservative Yoruba. Look, there is no gainsaying that Nigeria is already at war. So you need to speak to private defense military contractors too, as Yoruba people. Tinubu and the Yoruba conservative need to speak to Lockheed Martins. Their sales of arms last year is 44.9 billion. They are based in the United States. They can get us combat ships to hypersonic missiles to fighter jets. They are the top weapon manufacturer in the world, number one. If we go to Boeing, I think Boeing is also the United States. We can get weapons from them. Tinubu and the Yoruba conservative, they need to bring in their own private military contractors, mercenaries. They need to bring them in to help defend Yoruba civilization. So the game plan of the Fulani, they can fight. Imagine, I tell you this, I ask you, can Fulani, do you have, no, before that, look at these companies that are producing military weapons, like the one I said, number one, Lockheed Martins, Boeing, number three, Raytheon, number four, BAE System. BAE System is in United Kingdom here. Number five is Top Rob Grumman. These are top guys. General Dynamics. These are top guys, top businesses producing weapons. If you look at the caliber of their staff, PhD holder, master's degree holder, Bachelor of Science degree holder, they are well educated from the top universities in the world, particularly in America. How many Fulani has such a brain power? They don't have it. Can Fulani produce combat warship? Can they produce fighter jets? Can they produce hypersonic missiles? They don't have the human capital to do this. Fulani cannot defeat Yoruba if we go to war with them. They've always had the backing of the English. Now, Aregbesola is telling us that because of the insecurity in Nigeria, we need private security firm. That comment appears very innocent, but the implication, the undertone of what Aregbesola is saying is that we want to bring in private military, soldiers of fortunes. So Fulani cannot go to war with the Yoruba. They don't even have the men. They don't even have the mental power. They don't have the equipment. Look, do you think that Hausa Fulani, do they have it who can drive fighter jets? They don't have the training. They will go and pay for the Caucasian or English or Russians or Chinese to drive these things for them. But we Yoruba, we have brain power. We have Yoruba that can do all of these things all over the world. If war breaks out, these Yoruba citizens will come home and fight and drive their fighter jets. Fulani will employ white people to do it for them. They don't have the brain. So what Aregbesola is planning with that statement he made today and yesterday, in Calabar, Fulani want to pay soldiers of fortunes. They are so worried that Tinubu might take the presidency in 2023. So they want to pay for soldiers to come and help them to fight from abroad. That's what they're doing. These guys are not so intelligent as such. They're not. Let me see some of the things some of you write. Yeah, you're right. You're about right. These foreign machineries will engage in horrible atrocity against the Yoruba and other non-Fulani in Nigeria and the destruction of the Fulani controlled Nigerian government that time are coming to Nigeria. You're very right. Now, everyone needs this. You know what we are doing as well? We study the body language, every statement, comment, even Instagram post, Facebook post, Twitter post of Aregbesola, we monitor it. We're monitoring the guy because it was Aregbesola group within the Yoruba. Aregbesola is paying Showore. Showore is on the payroll of Aregbesola. Showore is also on the payroll of the Fulani. This guy called Kayode Ogundamisi is on the payroll of Aregbesola. As a matter of fact, he's a millionaire now, courtesy of Aregbesola. These guys are propagandists. Showore and Kayode Ogundamisi. They used to work together. It was Kayode Ogundamisi that was reporting me on Twitter when I issued the ultimatum on the Igbo to leave Yoruba. Yeah, we did our research. We found out that all of them are working for Fulani. So we are studying what they're saying, their commentary, their actions, the picture they're sharing. You know, shortly after our campaign on Aregbesola, the anointed candidate of the Fulani, they had a closed door section with Tinubu, Akande, and Boyega Oyetola. And we had an insight into what happened at that meeting. It was because of our campaign. That was why that private closed door meeting was scheduled. So we've been monitoring these people who are not Yoruba, pretending to be Yoruba. Look, guys, I won't deceive you. War is coming to that country. Fulani are not ready to give up that power. They're not ready. I'll show you a map. Some of you might have forgotten about this map. You might have forgotten about it completely. You might have forgotten about the map. The map is very essential. You remember this map? Yeah, that's the map of Nigeria, the ethnic map of Nigeria. That's the map we just showed you. So you will see Fulani coming from desert. You know, Fulani, they are in the desert, Arusa region. Desert. They will be coming from there. They control our waterways in Yoruba land. They control our crude oil. You expect them to give this up for Tinubu to be president? Tinubu would then be the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria, a full-blooded Yoruba man. He will go to America straight, meet with the president, sign an agreement, sign military agreement with America to protect the interests of the Yoruba, and he's going to return Nigeria back to regional government. You think Fulani wants that? Look at the map, folks. Look at that map. The blue area is Yoruba. The blue area. Look at it. This area here, this upper area here, is Hausa Fulani. They will leave. You remember this was the map we used for our Motekun lecture. You see that? You expect Fulani to come from the desert. They have no human capital. They have no crude oil. They have no shoreline. You expect them to give up the presidency. They will not give it up. They will go to war. But they are so weak. What the Yoruba has never done before, we just hate everybody with white skin. That's wrong. That's very, very wrong. Hating everyone with white skin when Fulani are working with everybody with white skin, but you are hating. It won't help you. You will never get help. So you have to study all the actions of Aregbesola We've been working on that guy. And that guy, Oshe Berenio, we're going to deal with him. Tell me, about boy Yoruba, like here, Umama Sani. Umama Sani, Yoruba. Because these guys want to destroy the Yoruba nation. How can a minister, a federal minister for interior, you are in charge of policing, you are in charge of military, you are in charge of paramilitary, you are in charge of all the security agencies across Nigeria, and you are saying that Nigeria needs private security firm. These are private military contractors to come in. They're going to kill a lot of Yoruba people because the Fulani are the one in charge of the federal government. So whoever brings in this private military contractor, they will listen to the person. So if Fulani should bring them in, then they will be instructed to kill Yoruba people. Look, private military contractors, they are not under any international conventions. They come to your country, they kill for fun. You can't take them to International Criminal Court of Justice. You can't take them there. So you have to look at what these people are saying. So the statement made by Aregbesola, they are planning to bring in this private military to Nigeria before 2023 election to kill you, Yoruba. It is you, Yoruba, that they are going to kill. So the solution to the insecurity in Nigeria is decentralized democracy. That is what Tinubu has always been saying. Decentralized democracy. Let the Yoruba, let us control our home police. Let us control our home military. You want to resolve insecurity in Nigeria. You are giving Igbo guns to be police officer, to be military officer, to be custom officials, to be prison officers in Yoruba land when they are not Yoruba people. With the hatred between these ethnic groups in Nigeria, they are going to be killing you. You want to stop insecurity in Kanuri land where Boko Haram are killing everybody, right? Give the security to the Kanuri people. Let them control the police there. Let the Kanuri people control the military there. Let the Kanuri people control the custom. You will see that these Boko Haram guys will stop fighting. They will stop. They're going to stop. And stupid Aregbesola, a home minister, saying that we should bring in private contractors. They want to kill you. You know, Yoruba is an illiterate society. I don't know you know the meaning. They will rape your women, kill your parents, kill your family members. You can't take them to any court. That is the law. You cannot. So we have to be conscious of what these people are saying. So they are not going to stop. The fact that Aregbesola said this today doesn't mean that because we're exposing it, doesn't mean that they are going to change their tactics tomorrow. No, the English establishment knows about these things. You see, what Fulani are defending is the waterways in Yoruba land. What Fulani are defending is the crude oil in Yoruba land. That is it. That's what they are defending. No, let us be real. Let us be realistic. You think Fulani want to give up the control of the crude oil? Igbo don't have crude oil. This is one thing that we have told you. There is no crude oil in Igbo land. There is no crude oil in Hausa Fulani land. So the two will continue to support the unity system. The two don't have shorelines. So these are the things that Fulani are controlling. They don't want to give it up. If you think that they will allow Tinubu to be president of Nigeria, a full-blooded Yoruba, it will be war. So if we are smart as Yoruba people, we speak to these private military contractors as Yoruba people. We negotiate. We will pay them. You know, because currently the Fulani are in control of the presidency, the crude oil that belongs to the Yoruba and the Niger Delta people, it is Fulani that are selling it. They are keeping the money in London. The English are trading with your money. So Fulani can withdraw a huge sum of that money and pay directly to these private contractors. The private contractor could charge them $1 billion. Boom, they'll pay it. From the money that belongs to Yoruba, the private contractors will come with their fighter jets, with their supersonic missiles, with their gun ship, with all manners of weapons. And Fulani will have instructed them, go to Yoruba land. They just capture and kill you. What do you have? Bible, Quran. It has never helped. It will never help you. That is the truth. What you ask yourself one question, folks. I've been saying this to you for long. The Nigerian military, they have never fought a single war with Benin Republic. That's our neighbor to the west. Our neighbor to the east, Cameroon. Even the Cameroon, they took Bakassi from Nigeria. They took Bakassi, our land. They took it from us. We did not fire one single gunshot at that country. Our military did not go to war with them. Our neighbors to the north is Niger Republic and Chad. We've never fought them before. But every time, this same Nigerian military, they are always killing people in Nigeria. So what does that tell you? If you decentralize the military, so the Yoruba control their own military, the Igbo control their own military, Hausa control their own military, Kanuri control their own military, the Middle Belt control their own military, the South control their own military, that means we will not fight ourselves. If the Nigerian military cannot confront Niger Republic, the military, they can't go to war with Chad Republic. They can't go to war with Cameroon. They can't go to war with Benin Republic. Why? Because these four countries have their own distinct military. So imagine if Yoruba, we have our own distinct military called the Yoruba National Guard. Igbo have their own distinct military. Hausa have their own distinct military. We will respect each other. There will not be war. We will not be killing ourselves. But Fulani and Igbo, they don't want us to have decentralized military because it is that military they used to control the Yoruba crude oil and the Niger Delta crude oil. It is that military they used to control the Yoruba waterways. So they will rather bring in private security defense contractors rather than decentralize the military in Nigeria and the police. So you see, Aregbesola is not a Yoruba man. He's working against Tinubu. If you look at the body language of the meeting they held, the meeting was about few days ago, you will see that they spoke the truth to each other. They know what Aregbesola has been doing, and we're going to deal with that guy. That's why we're monitoring you, because the last time that my video was reported to the police here in England, my video on the ultimatum on Igbo, it was Kayode Ogundamisi who led others on Twitter to report my video to the police. Kayode Ogundamisi is working in the office of Aregbesola. Aregbesola has been nominated by Buhari to be the candidate for president in 2023. So it is their camp that are working against the interests of the Yoruba, and they are now attacking me personally, so I will come for your head. That's what I'm calling for your head. That's what we're coming for. They are horrible. They are working against Tinubu, seriously, this stupid Aregbesola. So you have to be serious about the statement he has made. He says, Nigeria needs private security firm to curb insecurity. It's in the daily. You're going to see it this morning all over the news. They want to bring in private military contractors to kill you, Yoruba youths. They're going to kill you. That is the honest truth. That's what they're going to do. They're going to dehumanize Yoruba women if we allow that to happen. So we're not going to allow that. Yeah. Look, Igbo, stop coming around. You don't have oil. You don't have crude oil in Igbo land. That is the truth. We've done the research. We've read NNPC report. You don't have crude oil in Igbo land. If you do, we have challenged you so long. Bomb the pipeline in Igbo land. When we challenge you, you don't have crude oil. You don't have coastal line. You are criminals, Igbo. We have crude oil in Ishekiri land, which is Yoruba land. We have crude oil in Ondo. We have crude oil in Ogun. We have crude oil in Lagos. Our waterways is from Lagos down to Ogun, from Ogun to Ondo, from Ondo to Ishekiri. That is 92% of the waterway you call Nigeria waterways. It belongs to we Yoruba. We are rich. Yoruba people in Nigeria, they should be proud of themselves. They should think and do things in Nigeria like the Caucasian people do in America. The white Americans, they are the one enjoying America the most. Is it the black America that is enjoying America? No. The white Americans, they are the one enjoying the United States the most. In United Kingdom, the English, they are the one enjoying the United Kingdom the most. Yoruba, you should control everybody in Nigeria because you are the economic backbone of Nigeria. You are the wealth. Take Yoruba land out of Nigeria, it becomes a horrible place to live. Nobody will recognize that country in the world. It is because of the presence of Yoruba that Nigeria is recognized. We should be like white Americans, rule in Nigeria, control everything. Igbo and Hausa Fulani will serve us. But what do you have now? People who have nothing are controlling the Yoruba. And these guys are now saying they want to bring in private. You don't have any crude oil, you are. You're horrible people. I'm not interested in you. Like George, they are really preparing for war. Believe me, Fulani. How can somebody, look, is a minister for all the security agencies in Nigeria, Aregbesola, that's his position. That position has always been occupied by Fulani because they wanted to make him president in 2023. They gave him that position. He's talking about military contractors. Do you know how many Yoruba that are working in the US Army? Do you know how many Yoruba that are working in the Metropolitan Police in England? If we decentralize the police, these are professional guys that will come back home. The Japanese people, they did that in the early 40s. After their country was blown up by American atomic bomb, the Japanese sent all of their young people, they sent them abroad to go and acquire knowledge. After that, they came back to Japan and make it great. We have Yoruba that are in the US Army. If we decentralize the military in Nigeria, our whole military in Yoruba will be the best equipped, the most sophisticated. I was watching some documentaries about Allied forces. The top 12 Allied forces across the world. There is one basic requirement, believe you me, university education. We have this. Fulani don't have this university education. Igbo lack this university education. Imagine we decentralize the police with the number of Yoruba working with the Metropolitan Police, with the number of Yoruba working with the New York Police. And these guys will come back home as professionals, that they will train young Yoruba police officers that will be in the Yoruba police service. Our police will be well off. They are not going to be carrying guns. No, they're not going to. There will be a special division or department that will be for firearms in our police. Look, everybody is carrying guns across Yoruba land now because it's a militarized country, Nigeria. Custom, they are carrying guns. Police, they are carrying guns. Military, they are carrying guns. Do you just see military on the roads in any civilized society? Unless during the time of war or emergency. But every time you see this horrible Nigerian military, you see them all along our roads, scaring our children. You see them. Military that cannot go to war with Benin Republic. Useless Nigerian military that cannot go to war with Niger Republic, that cannot go to war with Chad Republic, that cannot go to war with Cameroon Republic, but they are always killing people within Nigeria. Because the military does not belong to you. It belongs to the English, controlled by the Fulani. Now, because there's no men to fight for them. So they are stealing the money, all the crude oil. They are keeping the money, keeping the money. So they now want to use our own resources, Yoruba, to pay for private armies to come and help them to fight their war. You have been exposed. We're going to get our own private armies too. As a matter of fact, we will get the money. We will get the money. We might not have the raw cash now because Fulani are controlling the presidency now. We Yoruba, we might not have the raw cash, but we can tell these military machineries that, look, we are the owner of the port. We are the owner of the crude oil. We will sign some concession if you help us to defeat these people. We can allow you to manage the crude oil for some time or get certain percentage of our crude oil. We will win this war. They're harming themselves. They are preparing for war, folks. We can't allow this to happen. Look, Michael Faber, I don't want to answer your question, Mr. Man. You are using useless Libra flag, and you expected me to answer your question. No. I'm not interested in your questions. You are Libra. And a lot of you Libra, you come onto my show, listen to my political speeches. I don't have to be with you. I'm not talking about lack of, with your ridiculous flag, I don't want to talk to you. You are Libra. Yeah, you're right. It's going to get real hot, like you said. You're about right. It's going to get real hot. Look at this guy, El-Rufai. He just came and said, we want restructuring El-Rufai. We want decentralization of the police. We want decentralization of the military. The interviewer asking, but you are the people in government. Why is it so difficult for you to do? He said, you see, sometimes change is difficult to happen. He's telling you lies. Look at this idiot, Tunde Bakare, who called himself a pastor. A Fulani man from Sokoto. He's not a Yoruba man. He said he has been telling Buhari since 2007 to restructure Nigeria. Even before he became president. What is stopping your same Buhari to restructure Nigeria now? These guys are using the word restructuring. We've moved past restructuring. We're talking about devolution of power. These guys will not do it. I don't think you know the meaning of devolution of power. If Nigeria goes back to the system that we were practicing in the 60s, that port in Lagos will no longer be under the control and command of Hausa, Fulani, and Igbo. They are going to lose the control of that port. They don't want to lose the control. They tell you one Nigeria, but Hausa, Fulani will come from their own space, from their desert, control the waterways in Yoruba. Is that one Nigeria? Igbo will shout one Nigeria. They would leave their own space, be trooping into Yoruba land. What is one Nigeria in there? It's because these two people are parasites. They have nothing. Look, everything about humanity, everything about human being is brain. Brain is the best thing God Almighty has endowed us with. Brain. I want to challenge people, sit down. Some journalists have approached me and told me, sit down, listen to Nnamdi Kanu just for an hour. Listen to Adeyinka grandson. You will see the difference in our human capital. The guy is not brilliant. He's a propagandist. He doesn't even believe in the Biafra that he's advocating because it's all about fraud. How can you say that our people, Edo, Urobo, Ijo, African must be part of Igbo land in your Biafra? Is that not another problem of Nigeria? They would never advocate for only Igbo-speaking country because they lack human capital. They believe that without crude oil and without water, they can't survive. That's a problem they have. So that's the major problem that they are bringing upon us as a people. Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Kola. There are so many Yoruba billionaires. You know, war is very expensive. I can tell you, war is very expensive. The Fulani has the cash. They have the raw cash. Let me tell you. Let me sharpen your insight into something. I have been living in England for well over 13 years. You understand? It is very rare to find one Hausa Fulani doing cleaning job, cleaning offices, hospitals, or all this mundane rubbish job. Likewise in America, you don't find them, right? But you see Yoruba, well-educated Yoruba doing all these horrible things. You struggle because of £10. You'll be doing care work. You have all manners of debilitating diseases. £10. You won't see your friends and family and children most of the time. By the time you finish the work, you travel back to Yoruba land. It is Fulani that you will give your hard-earned pound sterling or dollars. You will give it to them to change it to naira. Naira is useless. A Fulani man will go to the CBN, get naira even for free. He will give you that useless naira and take away your hard-earned pound sterling or dollars. You have been doing all manners of shit job. He will sit comfortably and take that money from you. Look at that. That's a double jeopardy. All the resources in Yoruba land have been taken away. All the jobs, our waterways, our port, our airport, our customs, our police, our military, our prisons, our taxis, our banks, you name it, our political economy, everything has been taken away from us in Yoruba land by Fulani and Igbo. Then some of us who are the most brilliant minds will now go abroad, do all manners of horrible jobs. And when you are coming, it is Fulani that you will give that pound sterling to. And they give you useless naira. The exchange rate a Fulani will get in CBN is different from what you will get. Don't we have common sense as a people? No, don't we have common sense as a people? Fulani have their own space. They control all the jobs in Yoruba land. They even sleep with our wives in Yoruba land to get them into federal government jobs in Yoruba land. So you see, this is the money. They are taking the hand currency from you. This is the money they are using to buy weapons, to kill you. Because it is the people with guns that control those without guns. Fulani are controlling the guns. That's why they are so worried about Tinubu becoming president. That's why they use propaganda. They tell you it's corrupt. As if Buhari, who is not corrupt. Huh? There will be war in Nigeria, folks. Don't worry yourself. A lot of lives will be lost. That is the honest truth. This suppression and subjugation cannot continue. And the saving grace for the Yoruba nation is that we must learn the ability to be friendly with white nations. We should not hate all white people. We have our disagreement with the people in England. They will never support us. They will always support the Fulani. But we can have a relationship with the French people. We can have a relationship with the Germans. We can have a relationship with the Caucasian in America. And then we will allow them to make money, to trade with us in return for military support. That's what we should be thinking. You know, you don't have to take, George, you don't have to take Michael Faber out, please. You don't have to take him out. It's Libra. I've seen the logo of the image, but I'm not willing to answer his question. I'm not. You can bring him back, please. I don't think it's right to take him. I'm just not going to answer his question. It's Libra. I'm not in favor of this Yoruba Libra. So we should be very concerned about Aregbesola. We must be. Madam Mercy, oh, you're also using this Yoruba Libra logo. Mr. Moses Sasheda, that is it. So that's what Aregbesola is just trying to do. So we quickly want to expose them, because while I was following what the guy was doing, he was preparing the minds of those at the National Assembly to approve the funding for private military contractors. That was why I said that statement. So you will see from that statement that that guy is not Yoruba at all. He's not Yoruba, 100% sure. The name of his father is Yusuf Ali from Ebira land. So that's why they are willing to destroy us. Now, you think for a moment. Who will protect the lives and properties in Yoruba land the more? Is it a Fulani police officer, or B, a Yoruba police officer? Let's just be realistic. Stop pretending. White people don't pretend. A Yoruba police officer will safeguard the lives and properties in Yoruba land more than a Fulani police officer in Yoruba land. So it's a simple thing. This is one thing we've been asking. Why is it difficult for Fulani to only work as police officers in Hausa Fulani land? Why do they want to work as police officers in Yoruba land? That is where you should get the fact that to suppress you, they are using the centralized police and the centralized military. Igbo are evil people. All of this nonsense in Abdikam is saying that he's got millions of IPOB members. Offer him that option that all IPOB members who are Igbo should be employed in the military and police in Igbo land. They will reject it because they want to work as policemen, police officers in Yoruba land. They want to work as military men, and that's why they are killing you. Now, I ask you this question: do you see the caliber of the police that we have in Nigeria? So illiterate police. So they bring in, you will go to school, spending 16 years, primary school 6 years, secondary school 6 years, 4 years of university, 16 years, and they will bring a stark illiterate from Igbo land or from Hausa Fulani land to come and police you, and he's going to waste your brain, and he's just going to kill you. He has never been to even secondary school. He has never gone there. You spend 16 years through university. Some of you have PhD. You see the caliber of people. Imagine if we decentralize the police. Our policemen in Yoruba land will be well trained. They will acquire qualitative education up to tertiary institution. They will be going for training. When I used to work in bank, we go for training and retraining every now and then. They just want to fight you. And this is what we're saying to this stupid Libra. They sit down and be shouting, we want to do a republic. Audio, you are going to the English parliament, asking them for who to do a republic. The same people that are helping Fulani to enslave you, asking them for who to do a republic, saying that you want to sign petition to get to do a republic. How can you be daft? When Fulani are preparing for war, ask yourself, why is it that they are attacking Tinubu day and night? You endure Tafawa Balewa, right? You endure Gowan. You endure Muritala. You endure Obasanjo. You endure Shagari. You endure Buhari. You endure Babangida. You endure Abacha. Forget about Shodek, I wasn't there. You endure Abdusalam Abubakar. You endure Obasanjo. You endure Yaradua. You endure that useless man called Jonathan. You are enduring Buhari. Why don't you want to have Tinubu as your president? If you can endure all these horrible people. This is the only man that has been campaigning for decentralized democracy when he was an ordinary senator. but everyone is attacking him. Full-blooded Yoruba has never been president of Nigeria. Tinubu will be the first. That's why they don't want him. He's the only guy that will give you Oduduwa Republic. All these guys in London, they are fighting themselves now. So I live in England. I know how difficult this country is for Yoruba people, particularly brilliant Yoruba man. It's a shit place for you to live as Yoruba people. You will be miserable. So all of these guys in London shouting Audio Oduduwa Republic, they are just looking for money because they are hungry. They are looking for money. They started attacking Tinubu, saying that they want to get to the Oduduwa Republic by singing on the street. People who don't have guns. Fulani has no crude oil. They control your crude oil. You expect them to give up the control of your crude oil by protesting on the street. Fulani with no waterways, they control your seaport. You expect them to give this up by protesting on the street. All these horrible people shouting for Oduduwa Republic in London, they started off attacking Tinubu. They said they want to protest October 1st. After October 1st, they've been talking shit. They started talking about 1914 amalgamation. The same thing the useless people were shouting. Now they have changed their focus to 1999 constitution as the problem. These guys are not serious. They are just looking for money. Money. That's what they are looking for. I won't forget when I was assessed by a psychologist. They went through all of my books that I've written. They brought, these people at their work, they brought through everything. They started reading everything. They track when there was a trigger in what I do, and that was when the police assaulted me. They track it. They were so impressed with my article. They said to me, my books are academics. Because as the training we have, we know the solution to Nigeria. It's either we break it up or we go back to regional government. And we must not, and we will not accept minority to rule Nigeria again. That means that no Fulani or Igbo will be president of Nigeria. That is what it means. Look, everybody's talking about zoning. Zoning is a bad thing. The question is this: if you want to zone the presidency of Nigeria, why don't we break up? Say that it is the time of this person to be president. After this person, it will be the time of the other to be president. Why must we be together as a country? Are they doing zoning in America? Are they doing zoning in UK? So if you want to practice zoning, Hausa Fulani, go on your way. You are all the same, speak the same language. Let any one of you to continue to rule you. Even if you want to practice monarchical system of government, it is your cup of tea. Why must you say we must zone? This is one thing the Igbo have been advocating for. Zoning, 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 zoning. Because they don't have crude oil. They don't have shoreline. They want to live and die in Yoruba land. Ask them to rule themselves. It's the same thing the Fulani are saying. Fulani will lie to you. They say, if they want to continue to rule Nigeria, they will because they have the population. How come Buhari has been losing the election until Tinubu helped him? If truly you can vote only in your own region and get the presidency, how come Buhari lost election 3 times until the Yoruba voted for him? We're going to have to be reasonable. Yeah, you're very right, Mr. Clement. These guys are scared of the evolution of power. Look, let me really, I'm so concerned about the statement made by Aregbesola. That's why you see me live. And I have the time to do what I'm doing. For me, it has become a passion. It's my second nature. I write a lot, but unfortunately, I've not been writing because my new book, Organized Violence, that's the title. It has been seized by the police and they've refused to bring me back and a lot of my documentation. So I can't be settled to write a new book. That book will have been a hot cake. Organized Violence. Beautiful book it will have been, but they seized everything and they will have destroyed some of this beautiful research work that I've done. That's why they went into where I keep all my research work. They terminated it. So we're going to court to get that done. But what we're saying essentially is this. This Fulani and Igbo, they work hand in hand. That is the honest truth. Let us do this simple thing. If you look, Nigeria, the true name of Nigeria is Federation of Nigeria. Igbo changed it to Federal Republic of Nigeria. We said all of this thing to you during the interpretation of the Constitution of Western Nigeria. Let us use one word, Nigeria. Let us use another word for UK, Britain. Believe you me, in all ramifications, both are the same. Britain has 4 nations: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Nigeria has 10 nations: Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Kanuri, Western Middle Belt, Central Middle Belt, Eastern Middle Belt. You get it? Edo, Urobo, Ijo, Igbo, and Efik Ibibio. These are the 10 nations within Nigeria. Now, look at the 4 nations in England. All the 4 nations in England, they have the same skin color, white. All the 10 nations in Nigeria, they have the same skin color, black. But look at the whites in their own country, United Kingdom. They embrace devolution of power, which is regional government. England, they have their own separate government. Scotland, they have their own separate government. Wales, they have their own separate government. Northern Ireland, they have their own separate government. They don't run the horrible state like we have. They have state. In England, for instance, England belongs to the English people. England as a region has several states. The state in England includes London, Manchester, Birmingham, Yorkshire, so many other ones, Midland, all of them. These are the states in England. Scotland also has states. Wales also has states. Northern Ireland also has states. They might not use the word states to define them, but they do have. But all the English states are under one region called England. Everything in United Kingdom is separated along their ethnic lines. Imagine when they are playing football, they have different football teams. They have different educational system. Education is free in Scotland. It is not free in England. Everything is different. But look at Nigeria. Hausa, Fulani, and Igbo says that because we are all black skin, then we must run unitary system. Then we must have one police. No, it is not like that in United Kingdom. I remember when the police were interviewing me, I said to them, how come all of you are English? All of you police, how come? Why don't you allow black people to take over the policing of your country? They won't accept that. The police in United Kingdom is not one. The military in the United Kingdom is not one. The educational system in the United Kingdom is not one. The health system in the United Kingdom is not one. Everything is devolved along ethnic line. This is what we want for Nigeria. We want the police in Yoruba land to be different from the police in Igbo land or the police in Hausa Fulani land. We don't want them to be the same. We don't want them to have the same control. We want them to be different. We want the police in Yoruba land to be controlled only by Yoruba people, to be answerable to only Yoruba people. We want the educational system in Yoruba land to be different from the educational system in Igbo land, to be different from all others. We want the currency, that naira that we are spending in Nigeria, we want it to be differentiated through design. Look, this is water. Water is inside this bottle. You can drink this water inside the bottle or you can drink it inside a cup. It is still the same water. That is the currency they have in the United Kingdom. It is still pound sterling, the only currency with a surname. Yeah, but the design in England is different from the design in Scotland. In England, they have coin in their own currency. In Scotland, they don't have coin picture. They don't have coin's picture. So if we have naira now, we can decide to put ori olokun in our own naira in Yoruba land. The Igbo can decide to put ojuku in their own naira design in Igbo land. The Hausa Fulani can decide to put Amadu Bello or Otman Danfodio in their own naira. You will only spend that naira designed for Hausa Fulani in Hausa land. You will only spend that naira designed for Igbo in Igbo land. And the naira designed for Yoruba, it will be spent across Nigeria because of one factor. We are the economic backbone of Nigeria. You remember the research that we just exposed to you ethnic fatalities and internal migration. It says everybody wants to come and die in Yoruba. You understand? Every design will be different. This is what we are. This is called devolution, separation. We're different. God Almighty wasn't crazy. Look, if you speak Igbo to me, I don't hear a word. If you speak Hausa to me, I don't hear it. We're not the same. So we have to maintain our diversity. So Aregbesola is useless. Crazy man of the highest order, and Ibiraman saying that we should bring in private military contractors to kill you, Yoruba. All of this nonsense that you say. So some times ago, some Yoruba, you like English too much, man. English that are destroying your country. They're saying, oh, the English MP should sanction Nigerian politician. We want to sanction English national from Yoruba land too. We should sanction who? They should sanction the same English that is responsible for your backwardness, for the shithole Nigeria has become. It is England that is responsible for the problem Nigeria is currently facing. They are the people. Ask the government in England to allow Nigeria to divide with a promise that if Nigeria breaks up today, 70% of the Yoruba living in England will return home. They don't want it because we are washing toilets for them. They want us to continue to clean their toilets. They want us to continue to clean their offices. They want us to continue to clean their streets. They want us to continue to do shit jobs in their country. That's why they will never allow Nigeria to break. They want to continue to control the wealth of the Yoruba people. That's why they will never allow Nigeria to break. The solution is actually simple. See, look at something. Every day of our life, we use social media to talk politics. It's ridiculous. Politics day and night. We don't even socialize. We can't even meet up with our friends, our old classmates. We can't. We just talk politics day and night, as if there is no solution to that. It is Igbo and Fulani that are causing problem in Nigeria. They are the people who are against devolution of power. Look at the court system. In England, in UK rather, they have different court system. Scotland run their own court system. The judiciary is not the same. It's the same thing we are asking for. We don't want federal high courts in Yoruba land. We don't want federal government Supreme Court in Yoruba land. We want to have Yoruba court, from the customary court to the magistrate court to the high court to the court of appeal to the Supreme Court. We want it to be Yoruba. No, everything has to be Yoruba. So if you commit any crime in Yoruba land, you go to our court straight. But Fulani will tell you the federal government must control the court. This is suppression and subjugation. Why is Fulani desiring federal government to control the court? Because the Fulani want to control the presidency. Whoever controls the presidency will control everything. Now, it's a deal. If we talk about, if you bring in American to the table to be a witness, you say, Fulani, if you don't want devolution of power, then Yoruba will control the presidency for life. They will drop that their demand for devolution of power. They want us to have one court system. Imagine you conduct an election in Yoruba land, you'll be going to Abuja to resolve the dispute over the election, and you put an Igbo there as the judge in an election that happened in Yoruba land. With the hatred that the Igbo have for us, you think the judge will be reasonable? No. No. The idea of Fulani ready to go to war is simple. Fulani cannot fight a single war. Get this straight, folks. Fulani has no brain power. They don't even have men to fight. It is English that are the backbone of Fulani. It is English weapon that Fulani relies on to fight us. That is the truth. Fulani cannot do anything in one day. They are the weakest in the world. Take it from me. Fulani are very weak-minded. Take the support of English away from Fulani, they cannot hurt a fly. That is the truth. So that's why they are looking to bring in private military contractors to help them to fight. This guy can fight. They cannot. The best way Yoruba would defeat them is to negotiate with the good people of America. Simple. If you don't do that, Fulani will forever suppress and subjugate the Yoruba nation. Fulani are very weak. They are the weakest. Why don't you, if Fulani are truly strong, let them give up the presidency in 2023 and Yoruba will rule for as long as we desire. Now, then tell Fulani to try to fight us there when we control the presidency. They will not. They use the control of the presidency to suppress people. Take that power away from them. They are the weakest on this planet Earth. Fulani that you talk about every day. Fulani you talk about them. They are very weak. Yoruba, with no power of the presidency, we have always been confronting Fulani and even chased them out of power. Now imagine this Yoruba controlling the same presidency. We will be so powerful. Fulani are weak. If they are strong, tell them to give up the control of the presidency. You will see their weakness. They are very shallow people. So forget about the idea that you just start the Fulani if you want to fight. Fulani can fight, look, with young garage boys in Yoruba. Now, Fulani can confront them. It is the English. It is the English that are supporting Fulani. So don't let anybody bullshit you and tell you nonsense that Fulani are this. Okay, what is that guy saying? Let me watch that guy again because I said they should unblock him. Look, you have to behave, Mr. Michael Fabao. It's because of the logo that you're using. I do not entertain Libra. We are conservative. We don't have the time to teach anyone, to embrace anyone. I'm following the instruction of my mother. Now that we identify people who are undermining the greatness of Yoruba, we don't associate with them because you will kill us. So because of the logo that you are using, that's why we picked you out. That's the logo of the Libra. Blue, white, blue nonsense. So if you want us to ask you, if you want to ask questions, now let us be reasonable. You have to be conservative, but we are not going to force you. You are not going to be under compulsion. I think, look, I've seen you. I've read another one saying that you will behave yourself. You just wrote that Adeyinka grandson, you are in support of politicians stealing money in Yoruba. I will ask them to block you again, to remove you. I'm being honest with you. Nonsense. Who is the politician stealing money? Do you think if I'm elected now, I will be poor? This is what I'm saying to people. I'm facing a criminal charge of racial hatred. People fund my legal fee. People come to court with me. People are helping me. So if I'm in a position of authority in future, it is you that you hate me that I will associate myself with. It is you that will hate me that I will give contract. No, it is the people that are willing to protect me now when I'm nobody. Do you understand? So if we give them contract to do a job, you will say that we're giving our friend contract. You don't have to think like that. Who are the politicians stealing money? Do you know the salary of everybody who are in politics? They earn their salaries that they give contracts to their friend who decided to say, for money. Does that mean that they are stealing things? Everything you talk about is corruption. I'm telling you that England is more corrupt than Nigeria. Everything you talk about is corruption. Don't let us get offended about that stuff. Go and do. I'm reading you now. I think he's sick. Yeah, I think he's sick. Any further comment, we're going to remove you. We will remove you. Go to your Libra platform. You might be using the word. He's using, what's the name that he's using? Michael Fabango. He might be Igbo or half Yoruba. That's why they ask ridiculous question. Politicians stealing money. Idiot. Politicians stealing money. Corruption. You just talk about corruption. The political system is horrible. The unity system is horrible. Understand? Your focus is nonsense. He's a very sick guy. I was trying to see what Vincent was trying to ask me. Yeah, so like what I was saying before we were. Okay, can you just remove the guy? Let me see if I can remove him myself. I'm going to remove you now. I've had enough of your stupidity. Yeah. You have to remove you. I've had enough of your stupidity. Go to your Libra platform. Now that's what you don't see us conservative do. We don't go to people's and then we don't even proselytize, forcing you to adopt or accept what we do. We give you facts. You understand? We are not like you. Majority of you are not Yoruba. You're just using Yoruba name. I've removed him by myself, my guys. Yeah. So what I'm trying to express the other time is that if you look at these two nations, Britain and Nigeria, one has white skin, the other one with black skin. But why is it that it's difficult? Why is it that it's difficult for us to do what is right? It is because of the Igbo and Fulani. That is the honest truth. Folks, if you can imagine in your state of mind what the Igbo and Fulani are talking about Yoruba in private, you will shake your head. You can see Nnamdi Kanu is working for Fulani. You can see them attacking themselves publicly. Igbo people would rather have Fulani as president of Nigeria because they don't want Nigeria to break. Fulani and Igbo, they know that the only people who can break Nigeria is a full-blooded Yoruba people. Because actually, tó bá fi Fayose jẹ president Nigeria, Fayose tó jẹ láti PDP, because tó jẹ́ pé bàbá Fayose Yorùbá ni, ìyá Fayose Yorùbá ni, Fayose ò ní gbà kí Fulani control ọlọ́pàá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, kò ní gbà kí Fulani control military ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kì í ṣe Yorùbá ló ń control ọlọ́pàá ilẹ̀ Haúsá, kì í ṣe Yorùbá ló ń control military nílẹ̀ Haúsá. Fayose ò ní gbà sẹ́ káwúsá control airport wa ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Fayose ò ní gbà káwúsá control waterways wa. So nǹkan tó important fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni blood yẹn ló important, blood tó wà nínú Yorùbá tó máa jẹ president. The hatred tán ní fún Tinubu ni pé ó jẹ́ pure Yorùbá blood. Kò ní gbà kí Fulani máa continue láti control crude oil wa. Báwo ni individuals ṣe máa ní oil block? Ṣé individual ló ní oil block ní Amẹ́ríkà ni? I'm going to remove you, this guy. I remove you too. I don't like Igbo. I don't like you guys. That's what I do for you. We ban you from the page. I don't want you guys. I've got the warning from my parents. When tọ́lọ́run bá ti fọ̀tá ẹ̀ ní ọ̀ni kò lè pa ní tó bá embrace Libra wọ́n máa pa ìdánù wọ́n ti máa destroy wa ẹ̀ tipẹ́ tó bá yẹ pa embrace Libra wọ́n ti máa destroy wa tipẹ́tipẹ́. You are lying. Igbo don't want Nigeria to break. I'm trying to ban this guy. Can you help me to ban this Arinze guys so that conservative can make comments and we can talk and then learn from each other? The liberals are horrible. You're right. Ijawa Ijausi. The argument for Biafra is political blackmailing. Yeah. Igbo cannot campaign for only Igbo-speaking Biafra. They cannot. Their problem is that they can't produce this pen. You remember when Okojo Iweala was there as Minister for Finance? Innocent Motors. They allowed him to bring all manners of finished car products into Nigeria. He was only assembling them. He had an assembly plant. They said he was manufacturing vehicles. Now imagine those, if we go back to regional government, we control our waterways. Ẹ̀pọ̀n Fúlàní máa wà lọ́wọ́ wa báyìí. Ẹ̀pọ̀n Igbo máa wà lọ́wọ́ wa, máa fún bó ṣe wù wá ní, a lè fún fọ́. They just talk nonsense. One Nigeria, Fulani will shout one Nigeria, Igbo will shout one Nigeria, and the port in Yoruba land, they are the one controlling it. The owner of the port, the Yoruba, we can't control it. Is that one Nigeria? That is suppression. The Hausa Fulani and the Igbo will shout one Nigeria. They control our police. Are we the one controlling their police in their respective regions? They shout one Nigeria and control our military. And the irresponsible English, they know all of these things. They are supporting it because English knows that if we go back to regional government, Yoruba would rather trade with America. Yoruba would rather do business with France and Germany than do business with the United Kingdom. It will be like a Russian, young Yoruba who want to go abroad for education, for further study. Try to go to the Scandinavian countries. See life in a different perspective. Stop coming to England because of English. Stop coming to a country that does not like you, the country that is always working to undermine your greatness. I don't know why this thing continues to, all of this, but you continue to make comments and I'm trying to block your ass out. Guys, we're very concerned about the statement of Aregbesola that brought about this today. We're very concerned. Your minister for Interior is saying that we should bring in military contractors. They are preparing for war. They can't fight. They want to buy soldiers who will kill for them. That's what Fulani wants to do. It's the fear of 2023. That's why I said to you, Fulani can go. Fulani are the weakest in Nigeria. People don't know. You just hear Fulani take the control of the presidency away from them. Put a full-blooded Yoruba there like Tinubu. Then Yoruba will control the police. Yoruba will control military. Yoruba will control the court. Yoruba will control immigration. Yoruba will control the port, the waterways. Yoruba, everything Fulani are controlling. Yoruba will take charge. Then tell Fulani to dare the Yoruba that time. They will be doing like and they to you. They are weak. And if we take that presidency, we just go to America and have super special relationship with them. Simple, we're secure. We have secured the future of our children. If you take a moment to think about Fulani, take the presidency away from Fulani, they are the weakest. They have no power. They are powerless. All of their, imagine, Oni of Ife, the head of all Yoruba people, is a poor man. He cannot write a letter to employ anybody to work at our waterway or airport or military or police in Yoruba land. But Sultan of Sokoto, a Fulani man can appoint somebody, can make recommendation for who controls the waterways. And Oni doesn't have that power. Something that Oni has dominion over. Something that belongs to his ancestors. It is foreigners, Fulani, who are controlling all of these things because they have the backing of the English. We're talking about weapons. We're talking about weapons. Ẹni tó bá níbọn ló ń rule. Ẹni tó bá níbọn lọ́lọ́run wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Ìbọn náà fi ń free èèyàn. Kò ń ṣe prayer, kò ń ṣe Quran, kò ń ṣe Bíbélì. The whole minister is saying that we should. You guys could read his comment. Read Aregbesol's comment. You'll see the press will start bringing it out. The press will start bringing it out. Nigeria needs private security firms to curb insecurity. Aregbesola, what an insult. What an insult. They want to kill you, Yoruba youth. So they want to bring in all of these things that you do. You say, oh, Buhari will go to war courts. Buhari will do this. Continue to fool yourself. Buhari, everything Buhari is doing is supported by the English. Go to war courts. And who told you? So they will now bring in private military contractor. Those ones, all are under international law. One need respect for life. One ma paida ni apagbe. So, guys, our time is fast spent. I'll just to see if I can get. Okay, you see, this guy is a truly horrible liberal. This Michael Fabawo, he has, we blocked him. He came back with another name, with the same name, with another profile. Timothy block here. You want to take baby day. Olórí burúkú ni olóṣì, màá block ẹ̀ sìn. Yeah. You gone. Olófò ni, liberal, he might definitely is going to be half Yoruba. So but you don't want to work consistent, then, aggressive, then, they are mostly likely to be half Yoruba. Ken Naman said recently on China's TV in the wake of Umahi defection that Igbo don't have resources to be in the opposition. He said they have always played natural politics. That is what they play. They always queue behind Fulani. We're going to take the power 2023. There's no compromise. We're going to take the power because it's going to be very bloody. I've said to the Yoruba nation, the joker is Lagos. If we can shut down Lagos, believe you me, all of this gra from Igbo, gra from Fulani would naturally come down. You don't have to fire a single gunshot at Igbo people in their region or at the Hausa Fulani in their region. No, you just bring down Lagos International Airport, bring down Lagos Stock Exchange, Apapa Wharf, and Tinkapot. This belongs to all Yoruba. It is our resources. It is our wealth. It is our heritage. It is the future of our children. But we cannot control it. Minority and foreigners are the people controlling what belongs to our children. When we bring them down, these guys will cry. That is the truth. They cannot bring in any goods to Hausa Fulani land without your waterways in Lagos. You think the people of Niger will support Hausa Fulani, or you think the people of Chad will support Hausa Fulani? They will be affected by the closure or destruction of Apapa Wharf and Tinkapot. These guys have nothing. They are parasite. Look at America, Yoruba youth. Learn from the white in America. They are the pride of that nation. They control everyone. They control everyone. White people, they control everyone because they are the controller of the resources of America. Yoruba, you are the controller of the resources of Nigeria, but you have allowed Fulani to take over your resources. They are not controlling. So what is the difference between what the Fulani are doing? English, when they colonized it, they left their indigenous nation called England. They left, moved to Yoruba land with guns and other weapons, killed your ancestors, took away your resources. They control it for 100 years. Now, up to tomorrow, we will be abusing them, that we call them colonialists. Fulani are doing the same thing. Fulani left their own region. They control all the resources in Yoruba land. It's the same thing the English did. But are you calling the Fulani colonialists? Are you trying to chase away the Fulani? But you chase away the English because of their skin color. You are confused because Fulani has black skin. These guys have nothing. You Yoruba, everybody, when you speak, Hausa Fulani should shiver. They should bow down for you. People who have nothing, poor people, useless people, ordinary human capital they don't have. They can't produce pen. And they are the people dictating the pace, becoming president of Nigeria. Igbo, they will tell you that they are industrious. Look at their homeland, the way it is. Igbo that are doing crime all over the world. They tell you they are industrious. Horrible set of people. They troop into your space, they rape your women, rape your wives, rape your daughters, rape your aunties, rape your sisters. You allow them to continue to troop into your space. People with no resources. That's what they do. They're horrible people. Horrible set of people. So guys, what Aregbesola has done is dangerous. It's not Yoruba. We are picking on you because you and Kayode Ogundamisi, you reported my video to the Metropolitan Police, the ultimatum that I gave to people. Olori Buruku ni Kayode Ogundamisi, Kayode Ogundamisi. You, Aregbesola, you are the one funding that guy. You are funding Showore. Showore is working for Fulani. All of these treason charges against Showore is all propaganda. You're funding. That's why they are trying to kill Boyega Oyetola, the Osun State government. They are all with propaganda, and they want to physically kill him as well. We have disclosed they are trying to kill him March next year. They try to kill him so that they can force Tinubu to drop his presidential campaign or interest. That's what they are trying to do. You're horrible. So we have to be very wary. The statement made by Aregbesola is the voice of the Fulani. That is the candidate of the Fulani for election. But we're going to finish that guy next year. Toba survive next year. We will finish him in Yoruba until we need the Osun State. You want to bring in private military contractors because Fulani can't fight. You know something. You know there are some. Not some. They're not few. There are several Yoruba citizens that can actually fly fighter jets. You can count more than 500. You can count more than 2,000 Yoruba even that can fly fighter jet. You will hardly get 12 Fulani that will do that. Hypersonic missiles. You can see thousands of Yoruba people that have been well trained to handle it. You will not find 10 Fulani with that. So they want to pay for soldiers to help them to fight their dirty war against the Yoruba. That's what they're trying to do. They can't fight. You are going to be shocked if Tinubu becomes president of Nigeria. The rate at which you will see Yoruba citizens coming from America with military backgrounds, coming to take over the military formation in Yoruba. You will see several Yoruba citizens coming from America and England with police experience. Yoruba would turn around. He would do it. He will do it. But one thing we're teaching people is this: stop hating on white people. Because not all of them colonized Africa or even Yoruba. You should be concerned about yourself first. It's only English, French, and the German that colonized Yoruba. So if we must hate anybody, these are the three sets of people that we should hate. But even at that, the French people and the German people have enormous respect for the Yoruba nation. Enormous respect for us, except the English people who hate us and they are supporting Fulani to undermine our homeland. We have to emphasize that, guys. We will have to. So he's a useless man. He was thinking nobody would know, and people will be applauding it. How can a minister for interior saying that you should go and bring in private soldiers to come and help you to curb insecurity? No, decentralize all the security agencies. Decentralize it. Is it going to be possible to appoint a Yoruba man as the head of police in Yoruba land? And he will be seeing criminals killing Yoruba people. If we decentralize the military, do you think Fulani herdsmen will be disturbing us in our farms? Do you know the meaning of decentralization? If we go back to regional government, we decentralize the military. That means the government in Yoruba land will travel to America and negotiate with America to provide security for us. That is what it means. We will be able to go, our premier in Yoruba land will be able to go to China to negotiate for trade. Imagine, look at Yoruba land. There's no railway. In 2020, we're going to 2021, no railway system that can move people from Lagos to Ogun, Ogun to Oyo, Oyo to Kwara, Kwara to Kogi, Kogi to Akoko Edo area of Edo, Akoko Edo to Ondo, Ondo to Ishekiri, Ishekiri land to, Ondo to Ishekiri, Ishekiri land down to Lagos, move to Ondo again, down to Ogun and down to Lagos. There's no trade because we run shit university system. It is only the president of Nigeria that can approve for this to happen. Imagine if we go back to regional government with devolution of power, massive job on construction. If we take, let's say 2023, we go back to regional government and we have a project to build railways across Yoruba land. Massive project. Railway across Yoruba. You know the number of people that are going to be employed. They are going to use cement. They are going to use iron and steel. They are going to use different labors. They are going to heat. They are going to feed. And people will be coming to do all of these things. There will be coaches. There will be staffs. There will be massive job opportunity. People, there will almost full employment. Not to talk of road construction, building bridges. Why is it difficult for us to do all of this thing now in Yoruba? Because all of our taxes are going to Abuja, given to Igbo and Hausa Fulani. That's why we can't do all of these things. There's no big deal in living in England. There's no big deal living in France. There's no big deal living in Germany. There's no big deal. The wealth is in Yoruba land. But all our money generated in Yoruba land, everything is going to Abuja. Igbo are taking part of it. Fulani are taking part of it. That's why we don't have railways. That's why our roads are bad. That's why our look at the houses that we build in Yoruba land. People cannot afford them. You imagine we go back to regional government, we're doing road constructions, we're building bridges, dams, and we're doing railways, we're doing housing. And it is not that we're going to do it for 1 year. This can be a project for 10 years. Massive constructions going on across Yoruba land. Our children will be well employed. We are short of about the last research I read about mortgage in Yoruba land. We need on the average in Yoruba land about 500,000 housing units that we are short of. 500,000 housing units. We need to be building new cities, new towns, even new villages. Imagine construction going on there. Now, if you want to build, I'll give you an example. Let's say we want to build 1 million housing units. We can bring in businesses from the Arab world, from Russia, from Israel, from America. People invest in property development. So when you bring in all of this, let's say we want to target the Arab money from their crude oil, we bring them in. The land is going to be leased for them, so they build the houses. When they build the houses, people are going to rent. How is the government going to get money? People are going to pay land use tax. People are going to pay for electricity. People are going to pay for water. People are going to pay for their refuse. People are going to pay for all manners of things. This is how you sustain your society. People get, you pay all of this money. The people that are bringing their money, say from Arabs, they're going to pay tax because people are going to pay rent to them. From the rent, we get tax. So they bring in their money. The government of Yoruba land is still making more money, and we are developing our society. And then, for instance, by the time we have gone back to regional government, we're going to control our ports. So Fulani are going to be paying certain money to us to use our ports. Niger Republic are going to be paying money to us to use our port. Chad Republic are going to be paying money to us to use our port. The people in Middle Belt are going to be paying money to us to use our port. We can invest this money into free education for our children, into free healthcare. We have crude oil, we can sell our crude oil and invest in free healthcare for our people. Our life will be good. As Yoruba people, if their life is not good in Ebola, it is none of your business. They have leaders in Ebola. It should be their concern and their legitimate concern too. As Yoruba people, you should not concern yourself whether Hausa Fulani have all an imagery in their area. What is their leaders doing? They are there to resolve or solve these problems. So you should be concerned about what happened to Yoruba land. As long as Yoruba people can eat 3 square meals in a day, you're fine. If the people in Igbo land cannot even eat for one day, it is none of your business. It is the business of the leaders in Igbo land. If Boko Haram are killing people in Kanuri land, it is none of your business. It is the concern and legitimate concern of the Kanuri leaders to resolve that. You know how much food that the English are throwing away in England? Do they think about the fact that Yoruba are poor, miserable people, wretched people? No, they continue to throw away food. During this lockdown, they were throwing away food when people are going hungry in Yoruba and they don't think about you. Every now and then, America is developing. They have new investment, yet Yoruba is stagnant. Why is it that America is not saying, oh, hold on, everybody, Yoruba land is poor, let's go and develop that? They are not concerned about you. Why should we concern about the Igbo as Yoruba people? Why should we be concerned about Hausa Fulani? We should be concerned about our own development first and foremost. In America, they have decentralized armed forces. You understand? You Igbo society. That is what you don't want. You don't want the military to be decentralized because you want to control the presidency so that you can use the military to kill. That's the basis. In America, their military is decentralized. Their police is decentralized. Even in United Kingdom, we will not have one military. No. We will not. I would have stated this as far back as May 1967. Each state in America controls its own military. The same thing in United Kingdom. We are not going to have the same military, one Nigeria military. It is gone. We're not having that. Hausa should have their own military called Hausa Fulani National Guard. You only employ personnel that are Hausa Fulani. Yoruba should have their own military. It is this centralized military and police that the Hausa Fulani have used and the Igbo have used to suppress and subjugate the Yoruba nation. If you don't want us to have decentralized police, decentralized military, then only Yoruba will be president of Nigeria forever. The same way white Americans have always been ruling America, the same way the English have always been producing prime minister of UK. Igbo and Fulani are horrible. I think it's a lot of Yoruba still don't get it. I can see comment of Igbo saying that they don't know the military should be one. Because they hope one day that they will be president, so they use the military to kill you. If you decentralize the military and the police, believe you me, there will be peace in Nigeria, because Fulani will no longer control the centralized military. And the moment you decentralize the military, we Yoruba will sign an agreement with Israel and America to train our police and our military. Fulani can go and sign an agreement with the English. It's none of our business to train their military and their police. But when you decentralize, that is when the three major ethnic groups will respect each other. Fulani Buhari will open his mouth and say Nigeria is not negotiable because he's the president. Take the power away from him and stop Fulani from being president of Nigeria. They will be asking to break off from the country. When they control the presidency, they use the guns to suppress all others. That's why we Yoruba, we want to get that same power of the presidency. The English don't want us to get it. They know that we are going to do what the Fulani are doing to us now. We do it back to them. Imagine Tinubu as president of Nigeria, Yoruba control the military, Yoruba control the police. You think Sultan of Sokoto will talk rubbish? He will be removed because they no longer control the guns. Ganduje, he removed Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. There was Abacha. He removed the Sultan of Sokoto. Whoever controls the guns will dictate to others who do not. Sultan of Sokoto will open his mouth now and talk rubbish today. It is because Buhari is in power. They control the guns. So if you talk back at them, they can kill you with the guns. Nothing will happen. That's why they talk about Nigeria is not negotiable. Because they control the presidency. Take the presidency away from them. It's very easy to negotiate Nigeria. Fulani are saying Nigeria is fine. They don't want restructuring. That's what Fulani are saying. The Igbo too don't want restructuring. You said to them, fine, you will continue with this unity system, but on one condition, only Yoruba will be president of Nigeria. They can't eat their cake and still have it. If you don't want restructuring, then you have one alternative option. Only Yoruba will produce the presidency of Nigeria. Do they want that? No. You see, they want to eat their cake and still have it. They don't want restructuring, yet they want to be president. They don't want Yoruba to be president. That is the game. That is what we are going to think about. These guys are criminals, common criminals, Igbo and Fulani, because they control you, Yoruba, because you are the only one with crude oil, you are the only one with coastal line. That's why they want to be president of the unity system, the Igbo and the Fulani. It will be very interesting when we are negotiating. For instance, you have America on a round table, you have Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, you understand? Then we have America, we have the English, we have the French. So we are 6. And this is the truth. Let's say the America will support the Yoruba, the English support the Hausa Fulani, and the French support the Igbo. Now, they will be neutral. America, the English, I don't like to call them Britain because I want to show that my disgust for the country, for the government of the United Kingdom, because the government doesn't like Yoruba people. Now, if these 3 are neutral, the French, the Americans, and the English, if they're now sitting around and neutral, and the Yoruba is saying the only condition under which we want to be part of Nigeria is devolution of power back to the region. And the Igbo will be saying no, Fulani will be saying no. And the Yoruba will say, okay, if you don't want devolution of power to the region, then we will be in Nigeria with you, only if only Yoruba produces the president. And they can't say no. Fulani can't say no. Igbo can't say no. Because these other 3 people who are neutral will say to you, 1, the Yoruba said they will only be in Nigeria if there is devolution of power back to the region. You guys said no. And the Yoruba is saying, okay, if you don't want restructuring, then only Yoruba will produce the presidency. And you are still saying no. You can't be fair in that manner. So head or tail, we will be justified in all of our actions. It's very simple. To rule Nigeria is the simplest. It's not difficult. But the Igbo lack human capital and the Fulani, they believe that without the waterways and without crude oil, they can never be great. That is their problem. And believe me, they will never be great because they lack education. They lack the brain power to think. To think, they don't have it. So it's very simple. Go back to regional government. We all rule our respective region. Fine. But they don't want that. So, guys, that's okay. Horrible evil. Horrible evil, illiterate, unintelligent, idiots. You just go and learn spare parts, how to sell pop, Google, and Nepal. You cannot even live in your erosion ravaged homeland. Useless, criminally minded evil. You sing Biafra, Biafra, you kill behind Fulani. We're going to show you Tinubu. Go. I don't. You've seen him. He's a very tough person, well-determined man. He's going to deal with you. All of the nonsense you're doing, everybody knows you're wicked at. Criminals. Everywhere you go to, you are criminals there. Yeah, they don't want to break up with Nigeria. They are just pretending. Idiots, Yoruba, Libra. They know. How can you come and say you want Biafra and you want other people's land? It will be, you see, a lot of mind will change. If Tinubu should become president now today, he's going to give Igbo their Biafra. He will just say to them that, look, this is your Igbo state. Take it away as your Biafra. Oto, Igbo will not accept it. We know this, that they don't want Nigeria to break. The only problem Igbo nation has is brain power. They don't have it. They don't have it. You can see it in the comments. There are people, they are illiterate. They are stark illiterate. They are the only people on planet Earth eating human beings. People who cannot conceive the idea of eating rats, of even eating dogs, of even eating other animals, but they will sit down and eat human being. That is from one generation to the present generation, they lack human capital. You can see it from their book, Among the Igbo People of Nigeria, first published in 1901, republished for the second time in 1921. It is written there in that book that they eat human being. If you are hungry as a human being, you can eat animals. Eating your fellow human being shows that you lack innate power to think, to reason. They just used it. Nobody should be in a country with them. That's why they were the people who destroyed the regional government, the Igbo people. You can see some of the comments they are making. You think we want you in Yoruba land. I just issued you an ultimatum, you're shaking, calling police idiots. You said you want Biafra. Leave Yoruba land, you were shaking. You know, that has never happened before. And if anything happened for the first time, it will continue. It will continue until you are decimated. That is the honest truth. Fulani started like that to deal with you. And then we don't like you. We've been saying this. You are trouble of Nigeria because you cannot grow your own economy. You are such a useless, terrible people. Good night, guys.